Let's talk about this energy. This past week has been full on. We are being nailed with so much that is coming in from the sun. It's the solar winds, it's the flares, and what it's doing is it's beating up the magnetosphere. And when the magnetosphere feels weakened, right? This is the magnetic shield around the earth. When it is weakened, what happens is it allows in more radiation, more space dust, more plasma, more codes. There's a whole process that's going on here, but this is not an easy time. And so it's difficult physically. A lot of people are having sinus issues, ears, chest, exhaustion beyond belief, insomnia. There's so many things that are going on. And one of the things that I've really noticed is an uptake in the endocrine system. So whether it's the adrenals are pumping really hard, or it's there's just some of that endocrine stuff going on to where it's like almost like thyroid stuff, to where it's like people are starting to lose hair more. People are experiencing acne or incredibly dry skin. Our entire endocrine system seems to be nailed right now. But that, when we think about everything that's coming in, the endocrine system begins within the brain. It kind of makes sense. Now, one of the other things that's been really highlighted by talking to people this week is the amount of fears that have come in. And these can be things that you've dealt with before. These can be ones that appear to be new, or these are ones that you're kind of like, I thought I was done with this crap. And then you realize, there's still the seeds in there. For me, I started having this really weird fear that I would die poor, alone, destitute, completely alone. And I mean poor as in you need to go and eat berries in the woods type poor. And I'm going, what is this? And it was just really just kind of clawing at me. And I'm like, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. So I went into a journey and went into a deep meditation. And what's interesting is years and years and years ago, when I first really allowed myself to open up to my spiritual abilities, I was shown a past life as an oracle. And I was an oracle that would go town to town and had my little horse and cart. And I would do healing work, oracle type work. And then when that town no longer could sustain me, I would just move on. And I wasn't married. I didn't have kids. And I used that life almost like I opened back up to everything that I understood in that life. And we have the ability to do that. We have the ability to go, okay, you know what? In this life, I was that. Let me bring back in that knowledge and that learning. So I did that with the oracle. But what I didn't understand, and I learned in this latest journey trying to understand my fears, was that as I grew older, I was no longer able to travel. And so where I had landed was a town that could not sustain me. And a lot of the people that I thought were friends were really just with me because they liked my abilities, not because they were true companions. And the one person I was really, really counting on to grow old with had already passed. So it was a lifetime to where I was completely alone, completely destitute, and bitter. So angry because I had given so much to spirit and hadn't really seen the return. And so it's working through some of those interesting energies. And so I realized that, that lifetime was really showing so much. It's showing that, fear of being alone. It's showing that absolute self-sacrifice that so many healers and spiritual people do, and how it doesn't pay off. It doesn't pay off. It's almost like this belief that can be put in by so many factors, religion being one of them, that you sacrifice, and you will have your reward, right? It's like the concept of heaven. And so in this past life, she literally ended her life, and she was just done, and she was angry and bitter. And so I have been working through those emotions. And it's a simultaneous, can I trust the universe? Yes. And can I also receive? Can I give? Can I receive in equal measure? Can I make sure that I am taken care of? Not from some far out thing here that's going to take care of me at the 11th hour, but am I taking care of me right here, right now? And it's been an interesting journey looking at that. So if you are experiencing an uptake of fears, because we know that this time, even the astrology brings in this bringing back of past life themes. So if you're experiencing an uptake of fears, it's a great time to go into a meditation and go, okay, you all need to show me. Just show me what it is that I need to actually work through now so that this is done. So with Saturn no longer being retrograde, we're able to tap in really deep into our own selves to see what the underlying programming is and then work through it. It's a lot. It's a lot to go through these changes mentally, physically, emotionally. And so self-care is vitally important in these times. We have the 11/11 coming up this weekend. We have energy of November that is off the charts, absolutely off the charts. It's really kind of what I'm calling pulses is what it feels like. That is coming in or being sent to assist us on our journey of really shifting the consciousness on this planet. And of course, that really is all about right here. I shift it within me, and then my outer view then shifts. So this is the month where self-care is going to be very important. December promises to be intense as well. At a minimum, we have the 12/12 alignment, and then we have the winter solstice. When I tap into January and I try to feel into it, it almost feels like the energy of January is going to be determined by how well we do in November and December. Almost like, well, they survived that one. Let's throw this at them. So it's going to be interesting. But one of the things I did want to share is I am offering a energetic healing and energetic tune-up once a month for the next 3 months. I will put a link to it in the comments. And it's where I go in, I assist the group that signs up with clearing up the aura, removing some of the energies that are not beneficial, that have come in, because when the Earth's magnetosphere, the magnetic shield gets cracked in holes, same things happen to our aura, and we have to be more aware of it. And then a lot of halo work, which is this area around us here that sometimes it gets cracked and then it lets in intrusive thoughts. So we may be having fears from the past life, but we can also be having some intrusive thoughts. Like if you're driving along and all of a sudden the thought is like, I wonder what it's like if I drove into that brick wall. That's an intrusive thought that come in and can really wreak havoc. And that can happen if the halo has damage. So it is that it's working with the chakras and really just kind of grounding everyone into their bodies. And I'm going to do it once a month for 3 months. And you can sign up for 1 month. You can sign up for all 3. The healings are going to be $11.11. So reasonably priced. You'll get a write-up of what I did for the entire group, or a video, depending on, which is easiest for me in the moment. And it's something that can just help you get through, to help you move through this intense amount of energy that's coming in. So if you are interested, check out the link below. It's also on my website, and I will see you then. Another thing I wanted to mention is about the Inner Circle. So the Inner Circle is a membership platform that runs a lot like Facebook, and it's free to join. You can get the basic level completely free. Get on there, talk to people, share your experiences. with like-minded people, because the connection is going to help us through. So there is also a link for this in the comments. And then there are higher membership paid portions if you want to dive in even further to the information and all that's coming in. Take care.